Hiya, I'm Leslie Ann and I am a capacity building training officer for Wellbeing for Life. I live in Durham with my partner and we have 2 young children. So as with most families at the moment, we are trying to be more environmentally and financially sustainable. So one of the ways we can do this is by meal planning, and if we meal plan, hopefully it means that when we come in from work, from school, from college, wherever it is we've been all day, it means that we come in, we know what we're going to have, we know that we're going to have the food in, and it just makes life so much easier. If you meal plan and shop side by side, it means that hopefully you will save money because you will go into the shops with your shopping list, you will know what you are going to buy, which always makes it a lot easier and a lot less stressful. And it also means that you're only buying the food that you know you are going to need, and you're not going to have a lot of food left over. Hopefully we won't be binning any food because we've overbought. So first thing I do is I write a list of all of our go-to recipes. I like to have a few slow cooker recipes on there, so when I know it's going to be a late night, it means that we come home and tea is essentially cooked. Maybe got to boil some potatoes, cook a bit of rice, that's it, tea on the table in no time at all, because the bulk of it was done before when we weren't even in really, so they're ideal. I also like to make sure that we've got a collection of recipes where it's a case of chuck everything in a roasting tin, go off, pull the hoover around, play with the kids, do some homework, and then maybe just come back, steam a few bits of veg, and then tea's on the table. Minimal prep, get as much of it done early doors, and then it's done super quick. I also like as well, like once a week, to maybe bulk cook, make a big curry, make a big bolognese, and then yeah, there's enough there food there to feed the 4 of us. And we're also thinking about our future self, where we can portion it all up, put it in the freezer, so that another day when we come home from work and we can't be bothered to cook, we know that we've got a meal ready that we can just cook. And as well, ideally, if we want to be making as much food as we can instead of buying convenience food, because it's a lot healthier for us. There's a lot less sugar, a lot less salt, a lot less fat, a lot fewer preservatives in it, which aren't good for us, let's face it. Yeah, obviously when we're going to the supermarket to do our shopping, try not to go when we're hungry, because we're more likely to impulse buy, we're more likely to make those unhealthier choices and to overbuy, which means we're more likely to waste our food. And when we're shopping, if you see those yellow stickers, buy them, take them home, make the most use of your freezer as you can, just get things in there, but just be mindful of how long they've been in there, and maybe just write dates on stuff when they went in, have a little piece of paper next to the freezer so that you know what food you've got in your freezer. And again, it just makes meal planning that bit easier, because when we're meal planning, we want to be using the food that isn't sat in the back, that is in the back of our cupboards, that is in the back of our freezer, because they're the foods that need eating. And it means that when we go to the supermarket, we're not buying stuff because we've already got it in. Things like breakfast cereals, you don't have to go out and be buying the expensive breakfast cereals. A bag of porridge, it's dead cheap and it lasts ages, and you can have overnight oats, you can have porridge for breakfast. If you've got some apples in and you're doing a crumble, put a couple of oats on the top, and it really adds to the texture of your crumble on the top. They are wonderful. Try and have a meat-free day if you can. It means that you're eating less animal products, so it'll be better for you in the long run. And as well, it's so much cheaper. Like, experiment, try some lentils, try some pulses and beans. But yeah, just all of these little tips hopefully will help you in the long run. So what we do is, I just use this. So this, can you see it? Is our meal plan, and it is dead easy to use. Normally it just lives in one of those little Polly pockets, and I just write on it with a felt tip pen. You can go out and buy really swanky ones, but really what's the point? So really self-explanatory. Days of the week, and then lunches. So lunches is only really for me and my partner because the kids are at school, so that's taken care of Monday to Friday. And then down this column is what we're going to have for tea, and that is kind of just pop in, like I say, have a look in the back of the freezer and think, oh, that needs using up. Look in your cupboards. You don't have to start it on a Monday. If you do your shopping on a Thursday, start it from the Thursday. Have a look, see what is lying around in the backs of your cupboards. Make the most of it. And then on the other side here, we've got our shopping list. So as the week progresses, and if it's a case of, oh, someone's realised we've run out of stock cubes, just write it on. We've run out, we're nearly out of oil, just write it on. So then when you come to write your shopping list, you've already got this, so you can see what you've had to eat this week. So then hopefully you're not just repeating everything the next week. And then on here, you've already got your shopping list half written out, and it just makes it so much easier. It really does. But yeah, on the other side, remember when we all had to do homeschooling? Don't want to do that again. So yeah, seriously though, planning, it makes it so much easier. It takes all the stress out of it when you come home from work on an evening, because you've got a plan. You know what you're going to have, you know when you're going to have it, and yes, it might take the spontaneity out of it, but trust me, it makes life easier and it makes life cheaper, because when we do go shopping, we are only buying the food that we need.